Namaskar, this is Akhilesh Bhargava again. Welcome to Tidbits on Business and Finance with me. Jet Airways, India's second largest airline by market share, faces a very precarious financial position. Its accumulated losses are in the range of 11,000 crores. Its net worth is negative by 7,000 crores. In other words, its capital is completely eroded. For the quarter ended 31st March 2018, it disclosed a quarterly loss of 1,036 crores and it doesn't have enough cash to sustain its operations. Jet Airways has already sounded its airline, its employees, that it doesn't have more than 60 days of resources to sustain operations unless major cost-cutting measures are initiated, which includes at least a 25% pay cut for all the employees across the board. It owes 8,150 crores to bankers, and as per a recent statement of the SBI chairman, the bank account, the loan account of Jet Airways with the bankers is under watch, which means a default could be imminent. Of course, Jet Airways denies any such situation. It also alludes to the fact that it has had a consistent track record in repayment of its bank loans, but we cannot ignore the fact that the SBI chairman says that their loan account is on the watch list. It is said to need at least $500 million, which is almost 3,500 crores of rupees, to be able to meet its liquidity requirements, and it has approached bankers. No positive response has come so far. Jet Airways is said to have even approached Etihad, its minority shareholder. Etihad Airways has a stake of 24% stake in Jet Airways. Jet Airways has approached even Etihad for an emergency funding of $150 million. Etihad is yet to respond. So, cash flow, operating cash flow, emergency cash flow in Jet Airways is a question mark if it wants to survive. And that is the reason why its quarterly results have got delayed. Jet Airways informed the stock exchange as well as SEBI that its quarterly results for June 2018 have been delayed. And the delay is said because the audit committee of Jet Airways was unable to recommend the quarterly accounts to the board for approval. And that's because some answers on a few critical issues were not yet forthcoming. And what is that critical issue? Informed circles say that its auditor, which is BSR and Company, has said that it will be unable to certify the quarterly accounts of Jet Airways on a going concern basis unless cash is replenished, unless the company, the airline, is able to raise resources to prove its continuity of operations. So bad are the cash reserves of the airline. And it is at this major point that the quarterly accounts are said to have been delayed. If the auditor is not able to certify accounts of an entity as a going concern basis, it means it is in a serious problem and its very survival is under question. SEBI has initiated an investigation into the affairs of Jet Airways to find out whether there have been disclosure lapses or whether there have been lapses, violation of codes of corporate governance in the matter of such delay in disclosure of its quarterly results for June 2018. So industry sources say that the expected loss for this quarter would be in the range of 490 crores. Let us see when do the results finally come, but a lot is under suspect of why has it been delayed, what is being concealed. Why is it that it is only now that the auditors are finding reservations about the continuity of the airline, but they were not able to do so when they recently certified the annual results of the airline for the financial year ended March 2018? There is a question mark on that also. So SEBI has initiated an investigation into the affairs of Jet Airways only on this point of have there been disclosure and corporate governance lapses by the airline. If you look at the entire overall picture of Jet Airways, the fact remains is that it has incurred huge losses and its very continuity remains in question unless it is able to replenish and borrow additional money or raise additional finance, which at the moment is a question mark. The present position of Jet Airways is said to have come because of an oil price hike and the weakening rupee. But that's the current factors. That does not explain the accumulated losses of 11,000 crores of Jet Airways. A quarterly position does not explain the year after year of losses that have been incurred by Jet Airways. And that is a matter of concern. The financial position and state of affairs of Jet Airways look as precarious and as mismanaged as that of Air India. And if we often demand an investigation into the affairs of Air India, the same thing applies even to Jet Airways. The entire build-up of losses of Jet Airways is not because of quarterly factors. The pathetic financial situation of Jet Airways is not because of recent factors, and that needs to be investigated. We are informed that the DGCA has already initiated a financial audit of Jet Airways to see why are there vendor defaults, what are the potential delays for payments to oil companies, are there funds available for the maintenance of its aircraft, and a whole lot of issues. I think the investigation needs to be broader and also to analyze where has there been mismanagement of this airline, because of which thousands of crores of bank money, shareholder money, vendor money and creditor funds are at stake. It needs a serious investigation, and we hope that post the DGCA findings, the affairs of Jet Airways are investigated in a more deeper manner. To us, it looks one of those cases where the company is poor but the promoter is very rich, and which is what is the case in this case. Its promoter, managing director, Mr. Naresh Goyal, made a statement that he was very embarrassed and felt guilty by the loss of shareholder money. The share price of Jet Airways is at a 3-year low, but making such a statement is not enough. Making such a statement does not overlook the fact that public money is at stake in a big way, and till an investigation is not done and matters are not set right, Jet Airways could be yet another story of public money having been wasted and public money having gone down the drain. This is Akhilesh Bhargava signing off till we meet again. Namaskar.